Namaste, everybody. Welcome to this restorative Yin Yoga class. We're going to start seated, maybe on a cushion or on a block, and using our thumbs like this, we're going to alternate, covering one nostril and then the other. And the way that we're going to do this alternate nostril breathing will be so that we will inhale through the left nostril. I'm not mirroring you right now, so you inhale through the left nostril and you exhale through the right, doing okay. Then you inhale without sound, obviously. Close the right nostril and exhale, going Good. Try to have your hands facing upwards so that you're not covering your face or stopping the flow of prana. With your mudra, with your fingers, your index fingers towards the base of your thumb, like this. Same? Yeah? Yeah. Good. Let your hands rest over your knees with the palms facing up. And close your eyes for a moment. Put an intention for your practice today. So we're going to inhale deeply through both nostrils. Cover your right nostril and exhale with it through your left. Inhale through the left nostril. Change the hands, holding the breath. Exhale with Inhale through the right nostril. Hold your breath as you change your hands. Block your right nostril and exhale through your left. Inhale left. Hold the breath. Change. Inhale. Hold the breath. Two more. Last one. We finish on the left. Release the mudra, release the hands over the knees, keep your eyes closed. And make sure that your chin is not sticking out, slightly in towards your chest, shoulders are back and down. Feel the breath coming in and out through both nostrils. And today we are going to work with the story of the Golden Buddha. You might have heard this story. They say that in 1956, in a temple in Thailand, there was a giant clay Buddha. And there were orders that the temple needed to be moved because a motorway was going to be built. And the monks were mortified about this, but they had to obey. And when they tried to move this giant clay Buddha, as they started moving it, the statue cracked a little bit. And they thought it was going to break. So one of the monks went and looked at the statue and realized that there was a reflection coming from inside the crack. With curiosity, he started chipping away the clay. And underneath this clay, they found the largest golden Buddha in history. And historians believe that the golden Buddha was covered with clay to make it appear as of no real value in times of danger. There was an invasion from the Burma army. So it had been done so long ago that nobody remembered that underneath the clay Buddha, there was a golden Buddha. So that is this story. And we're going to work on its meaning during this class. So first of all, let's bring our hands together and say namaste to each other. Namaste. And for today, I want you to think that this namaste, which means the best in me recognizes the best in you, is like a way of cracking a little bit open our clay armor and seeing the gold that we have inside each one of us. So we're going to start our first yoga pose as an inversion, upside down. And I want you to bring either a couple of cushions or a bolster, maybe a cushion and a bolster. And you will need a door or a wall. And I'm going to also put a cushion underneath my shoulders. So to get close, just watch first before you start moving. To get close to the wall, I will bring the hip near the wall and then bring the legs up. And today, if you need to lift a little bit higher, you lift your legs like that. And today, to influence a little bit our sciatica, we can also have the knees bend like this, the legs crossed. Halfway through, I will let you know, and you can change the cross of the legs. You don't have to do that. You can also have your legs open into a V or into a wider V. I will leave it up to you. So the options are legs at the wall together and the arms open. You can have the legs on a smaller V, a wider V, or your shins cross. So up you go. Find your space. Sometimes it takes a bit of setting up. Sometimes you have a handy piano and you can just bring your legs up. So I would recommend that you rest your legs. If you don't have a wall or a door where to rest your legs against, then use a chair or a table or anything like that. Karen, maybe you can use the table where you have your device so that you are supported and not overexerting. Yes, Baddha Konasana is also an option. So once you tried a few of the options, make sure you stay on one option. At least if you feel uncomfortable, you can also opt to go by the door or something. Lovely. So we're going to stay for a little while in this inversion. And I want you to witness the weight of your legs onto your hips, the reversal of circulation. And bring your thoughts back to this teaching of the Golden Buddha. Careful with your head, Liz. And how many armors, how many clay coverings do you feel that you might have developed over the years? The story of the Golden Buddha is part of a beautiful movie called Finding Joy. Finding Joy is a story about the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is this journey where somebody exiles from where they live, they go and have an adventure, they conquer something, and then they return and they bring their message to others. Be gentle, Liz. Try to think when you might believe that this clay covering started happening in your lives. What types of things were you told that you shouldn't do, say, or feel that made you cover up your gold? And we are halfway through this pose. If you need to cross your legs the other way, you can. And remember that the stillness of the body will bring stillness on the mind. Keep scanning the whole body and releasing any areas of tension, maybe your jaw, maybe the muscles around your eyes. Perhaps you're frowning. We have 1 more minute on this posture. And very, very gently bring your knees towards your chest, releasing the inversion. And take a moment to come sideways. You can stay in your recovery position for a moment, just to breathe. And then very gently come up. Wonderful. Good. So we're going to bring one cushion to sit onto and a block to support our arm on a side stretch. So we're going to bring one leg at 45 degrees and the other leg folded in. Now, if this sparks the sciatica, you have an option to bring the leg forwards instead of sideways. And we're going to arch starting towards the right. So if you have your leg at stretch, you can rest the arm onto your leg or onto a block. And you might find that after a few minutes of having the arm overhead, it becomes a bit heavy, so you can rest it behind your neck or you can rest it in front of you, keeping this C shape on the spine. Okay, so Karen, if this is not very good, bring the leg forward. You can also, if there is pain in the sciatica, the overextension of the hamstring might make it more painful. So you can hold your knee with a blanket or a small bolster or a cushion so that the knee is slightly bent and you can still go sideways from this position. Okay, fabulous, good. So take the position that you will sustain for a few minutes and bring the arm overhead. If by chance your neck feels too tired, you can hold your head with your hand. Like if you were very bored. The head is a heavy part of the body, so you might find that it's a bit too much for the spine. You can hold it. And we keep thinking about this uncovering of the gold that we have beneath us. And this clay many times is put upon us when our caretakers or parents, school teachers tell us not to be X, Y, Z, or that we have to conform to certain rules in order to be liked, to be accepted. And sometimes it takes us a lifetime to overcome those conditionings. We're halfway through. If you wanted to rest the arm in front of you and keep the C shape on the spine, you can. And breathe deeply. Maybe we're looking a little bit like the sleeping Buddha now. I saw the sleeping Buddha when we went to Thailand. I went to Thailand and it was huge. And I had, as you came into the temple, you could hear it like some music, like metallic music. And it wasn't until I went to the other side of the Buddha that I discovered that the music was some offering bowls where people were throwing coins onto. Those bowls were constantly being rung by the donations of coins. And we have about 8 more breaths in here. And to come up, we're going to really slowly help ourselves to come into sitting. Without moving the legs, we're just gonna do a contra posture by turning slightly towards the bent knee. Breathe into your spine, making it long. Good. And coming back to center, bring your legs in front of you. And we're going to, for 1 minute only, we're going to hug the knees and let the head release towards the knees. If this is uncomfortable, if we can't lean forwards, then a cushion between the thighs and the chest can be just the ticket. So you can have a cushion between your thighs and your knees. Hugging your knees in this manner is a way of doing a child's pose without having to be on your knees. So in a child's pose, you are calming your nervous system, you're stretching your back. And hiding a little bit. And inhale, bring your chest up, sit tall. We're going to go onto the other side. So get your block. We are sitting in a cushion so that our hips are a little bit more elevated. And we have two options with the leg. One option is to have the leg out in 45 degrees, or the other option is to have the leg forwards. The upper body will nonetheless twist sideways. So you can have a block higher or lower, or you can even rest over your thigh. And the other arm can come overhead. Remember that we are trying to open the chest sideways and reaching up. And the head will naturally be weighing down towards the floor. For these kind of poses, sometimes in Yin Yoga studios, you will use a sandbag or a rice bag onto the other knee just to anchor that knee. So maybe at some point we will do a crafts class. Karen will help us and we'll do some sandbags or rice bags. Remember that you can also hold your head with your hand if you prefer, just to support the neck. So imagine that your clay from your inner Buddha is cracking on this right side of your ribs. What is the truth that will shine? We're halfway through, so the top arm can come to rest in front of you if you prefer. Keep feeling your breath. Feeling the sides of your spine. One is extending, the other one contracting. We have 5 more breaths in here. And really, really gently bring yourselves up. Can be quite intense. Twist towards the bent knee. And coming back to center. Bring your legs in front, just massage your knees if you need to. And you can get your cushion or just lean over your knees. The same way that some smells and places and music can remind us of things, body postures can also. And this is a typical child posture. Maybe when you're sad or when you're hiding, So what memories does it bring? Observe with detachment. And bring yourselves up. Roll the shoulders back. And roll the shoulders forwards. Wonderful. So we're going to come to lying onto our chest and belly, but we're going to lie over cushions. So bring 2 cushions onto the mat. And this will give a little bit of an elevation. And we're going to let the head drop down at the end of it. So it should be quite a comfortable asana. We're just letting the head rest over the hands. And when we were doing our Janusirasana, so the surface should not be too high, it should be close to the floor. It's only a little elevation that we have. In the previous 2 poses, we are asymmetrical. In this one, we are totally symmetrical. And the asana, the exercise on this side will be all in the mind. So we are working with the body, but we are also going to be using the mind and letting the breath come in through your left sole of the foot, all the way towards the crown of the head. And as you exhale, coming out through the right. And then you inhale through the right sole of the foot, all the way coming up to the crown of the head. And exhale through the left. So it is the prana, it's the live energy that is going to be running through your legs and your spine, all the way towards the crown and out through the other side. And this is alternate nostril breathing type of thing, but involving the whole body. As you do this breath, imagine the tendons around the hip, sciatica, all pain, dissolving, releasing, letting go. Keep the attention on the breath. If your mind has gone away, bring it back. You can give your breath a golden color. Just shine in that gold that we all have inside. We're coming to the last minute in this posture. Make sure you make it count. With slow, mindful breaths coming through the soles of your feet to the crown of the head and out through the soles. Really gently lift your head. Maybe you want to roll out of your support to the side. And really gently come up into sitting. For the last two asanas for the evening, we're going to be coming into supported twist. So either one or two cushions or one bolster. We're going to use it to rest the legs onto. So we're going to be lying on the floor, and you might, if you wanted to have your lower back more stretching and your hip, then you will have the feet on the floor and the legs just resting. And you might find that the middle leg is floating, so you can put a block in between your legs. I personally will want to have a bit more of a higher twist, so I will bring my knees closer to my chest and rest both knees onto the support. When you're doing this one, it's also possible to have support between your legs, just to give a bit more room for the hip. And open your eyes into a T position. That's it, Sim. Very good. Make sure that your feet are supported as well. So you want to totally relax. Let the legs be just loose and relaxed. To achieve a full spinal twist, you can turn the head away from where the knees are. That might be a little bit too demanding, in which case you can be looking upwards or towards the knees. A podcast I listened to recently by Tara Barch was also talking about this golden Buddha story. And she was talking about the fact that in these times of the pandemic, these times of unrest, sometimes we forget and we start mistrusting other people. We forget to see the gold. Obviously, we have to be careful, we have to be cautious. But at the same time, we're all in the same boat. We are all gold. We are all made out of stardust. So even when we find people that might annoy us, they also have gold inside. Especially to those people, we should say namaste. And for the last minute on this twist, if you wanted to extend the top leg, if your hip has released, you can do that. And really, really gently, we're going to come to center. Take your time. Maybe you want to bring your knees one at a time towards your chest. You can rest the feet on the floor. There is no rush, nowhere to be, nothing to do. Just breathe. Making as little movements as you can. Change the support to the other side. And know that you can have a different twist on this side. You might want to have your feet on the floor and your knees just draping over. Or you might want to bring your knees in towards your chest and release onto the cushions. Remember, you can have a block or cushion between your legs to give a bit more space for your hip. Your head can be turned away from your knees to have a full spinal twist, or head up. You can look towards your knees. Remember that in restorative yoga and Yin Yoga, we don't want to go to the most extreme point. We want to be just one step before our utmost. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. Your tongue inside your mouth is relaxed. The last minute on this asana, if you wish, you can extend the top leg and you can hold onto the foot. And we're going to come out really, really gently. See which is the best way for you to come out. You can roll your knees. And we're going to finish before our Shavasana. We're going to come into another even pose with the feet together, knees apart, and arms overhead. This is your goddess pose. So the feet are in a diamond shape, like this, but on the floor. And your arms are either side of your chest. And this time, see if you can make your breath come through the palm of your left hand and out through the right, and in through the right hand and out through the left. If having your hips externally rotated is not available to you, you can have your knees resting towards each other. We're going to come into our final Shavasana. You can use your cushions underneath your legs to relax your lower back. your arms are going to be resting by the sides of the body. So if you have a bolster, you can put a bolster underneath your knees. With the cushions, if you have two, you can have one on top of the other. Or if you have one, have them underneath your thighs. That will release the weight on your lower back. And stay in your Shavasana as I guide you through to relax your whole body. Yes, get nice and comfy if you need to. Get a blanket. And allow your body to be heavy towards the ground. Knowing that this is now your shining Buddha. We have uncovered, we have released and relaxed. And we're letting our shiniest self be revealed. Scan the body and any tension in the body, just let it go, let it release. All is well. And we're going to end the class with 3 Oms and Shantis. If you wanted to stay in Shavasana, stay for a little bit longer. Otherwise, just from where you are, you can do the Oms and Shantis. Inhale to begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Put your palms together, rub your palms. Make the movement a little faster, generating prana between your hands. And place your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands to your chest. Bow your head. Namaste, my golden Buddhas. Namaste.